Look at area news. Our first stop this morning is in Talladega. As Talladega police yesterday investigating several incidents involving someone shooting from a moving car, including at least one person who was hit. According to Lieutenant Jimmy Thompson, there were 5 to 7 calls Saturday night regarding people in a small green car driving around shooting. Officers spotted a green Hyundai Sonata that matched the description turning into Northgate Place, but then lost track of the vehicle. The empty car was later located, but the 2 people who had been in the Sonata were now in a tan Ford Crown Victoria, Thompson said. The Crown Vic was pulled over and the driver was cited for numerous violations, including a switch expired license plate, but was not arrested. It was later that night that police became aware that a 20-year-old black male had been shot in the chest while walking toward the Chevron at 6 Points from his vehicle. The victim made his way to a home on Marshall Street where he was transported to the ER at Citizens BMC by a private vehicle and then transferred to UAB in Birmingham by North Star paramedics as life flight was not available due to inclement weather, Thompson said. Police said the injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. The victim told investigators the shots came from a green vehicle. Although no arrests were made Monday in connection with the shooting, the driver of the Crown Victoria was pulled over again Sunday night and was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Anyone with information on the shooting should contact the Talladega PD at 256-362-4508, or you can call the city's anonymous tip line at 256-299-0011. In Childersburg, police are investigating what appears to be 2 separate yet connected burglaries that occurred at the Childersburg Senior Center over the weekend. The first burglary occurred sometime early Friday when an unknown burglar forced his or her way into the senior center, damaging the front entrance in the process. All that was taken at the time was a fire extinguisher. The second incident appears to have occurred late Sunday or early yesterday morning. This time the purpose of the burglary seemed to be pure vandalism. 3 of the senior center's buses were broken into and their fire extinguishers stolen. One had its window smashed out. The burglars forced their way into the building, damaging the front entrance again, and emptied the 3 fire extinguishers throughout the building, leaving behind a film on virtually every surface. Childersburg Police Sergeant Donald Elkins said the 2 burglaries were likely committed by the same people. While no money or valuables have yet been reported stolen, Elkins said the extent of the damage done could mean extensive repairs, especially if the fire extinguisher film needs to be professionally cleaned. The building is being surveyed by ServPro Inc., which will determine the extent of the damage and whether the flooring needs to be replaced or restored. Now, Vicki Moody, who heads up the senior center, said there's no guarantee of when normal operations will resume. In Sylacauga, the Sylacauga City Council will vote on whether to keep fluoridating the city's water in its 5 o'clock council meeting tonight. The decision to have a vote came during the council's work session on Monday, well after initial hearings on the issue on May the 4th, in which fluoride advocates and opponents argued whether Sylacauga should continue fluoridating its system. The decision on whether to continue fluoridation will come by way of a resolution to discontinue using fluoride in the city's water. If approved, the council will direct the Sylacauga Utilities Board to no longer add fluoride to the system. If the resolution is rejected, fluoridation will continue as usual. Regardless, Councilman President Rocky Lucas, said the council has had ample time to make the decision. Councilman Joe Hogan, however, said there could be potential side effects associated with ingesting fluoride, a risk that he is not willing to take. In other business, the council elected to move forward with naming Sylacauga's new court clerk in tonight's meeting. The 3 candidates, Sabrina Hunt, Amber Johns, and Michael Moore, were all interviewed by the council last week. The city council briefly discussed postponing the appointment until its next council meeting, July 1, but decided everyone knew which way they wanted to vote. In other business, the council will vote tonight on whether to authorize City Superintendent Ed Ford to extend the contract with TempForce Smart Staffing Solutions for the services of a temporary office clerk at a cost of up to $12.15 per hour for an additional period of up to 6 months. And the council will decide whether to approve expenses for Sylacauga Police Lieutenant Willis Whiteley, Jeff Mobbs, and Shane Bland to attend the Glock Armor course at the Northeast Alabama Law Enforcement Academy in Piedmont on September 1. Registration fee is $250 per employee. And the council set to discuss whether to approve expenses for Police Investigator Jason Williamson to attend homicide and violent crimes investigation in Birmingham, July 7 through 9. Registration fee is $295. Additional expenses for meals will be incurred. And the Talladega City Council will likely be looking into outlawing sagging pants in the near future. Paul Johnson, a Talladega resident who is raising a granddaughter, told the council, quote, "I care about my community, about how and where I live. I want to teach my granddaughter what's right, but we can't do it if sagging is what she sees in public. If we don't do something, it's just going to get worse," end of quote. Now, the practice of wearing pants well below the tops of underwear, quote, "is disrespectful to wives, ladies generally, and granddaughters," he said. And Councilman Donnie Miller said the council had first discussed such an ordinance after he was elected to his first term 7 years ago. Councilman Horace Patterson said the council had actually considered similar action even before Miller was elected. Miller and Council President Ricky Simpson both said they agreed with Patterson. After the meeting, Johnson seemed pleased with how his ideas had been received, and so we'll keep a check on that as the Talladega City Council is at least considering outlawing sagging in the city of Talladega.